Our Earth that we live in right now has been on an overwhelmingly concerning situation. Every time we look at news outlets, it is always about the disaster that had happened in our area, in our neighborhood, our country, and our Earth. For example, like global warming, the rise of deforestation, flood on all around the country. This phenomenon are mainly caused by human activities that has gone rapidly without any regulations. For example, like factories who run with no end by emitting carbon dioxides into the air, the rise of deforestation by uncivilized people, and to the most common and simple case as people throwing litters away carelessly. Side proposition recognize this issue, and we would like to live in a world where people could live comfortably with no problems that would haunt them in the future that is caused by the waste that is accumulated from the lack of regulation regarding them. But first of all, ladies and gentlemen, I, as the Prime Minister of the side proposition today, would like to give some definition on what the motion that we are going to talk about today. Firstly, on criminalize. What does criminalize means? It means that the person, the individual, or the organization who conduct the act of not recycling their garbage would be punished under the law of the government. By example, paying fine or going into prisons for several months for rehabilitation. And secondly, recycle. What does recycle means in this case? It means the process of converting waste, for example, from plastic bottles, cans, or other household appliance that is not used anymore, into new materials and objects. The recovery of energy from waste materials is often included in this concept. Point of preemption. Side proposition might think that it is too extreme to punish people solely because they do not manage their garbage wisely. But this is simply a step of preemption to not make the society live in a worse environment situation than what it is on the present. These situations would be occurring in the world of proposition as they do not act and prevent people from throwing away their litters wisely. What's the main problem of the issue that we talk about today? On the status quo, the main problem that this issue is occurring in the first place is first the lack of public awareness, and secondly, poor waste management. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, we as side proposition would like to give several points of mechanism, namely two that we will discuss regarding this matter. Firstly, to give strict regulations on the process of recycling waste itself, and secondly, to give socialization on why waste management by recycling is important and beneficial to the lives of society itself. Why is the point of mechanism that I have mentioned today important? Like I said from the beginning, people would not want to live in a world that is full of trash, that is unhealthy, that is uncomfortable, and making their overall living conditions to not be good. Other than that, it is important because recycling or giving a law to make people recycle their trash gives many advantages to the people itself. Moving on my first point of mechanism on giving strict regulations on the process of recycling waste. Point of context here. The amount of garbage produced each day in Indonesia is estimated to be 4 million tons per year for the whole country. It's an unimaginably big number, but it is currently happening right now in our own country. Imagine if this go on without any proper rules that sets it up. Our country would be a land of waste. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, side proposition today would give the people or organizations that do this act of not recycling, of not managing their waste wisely, to be punished according to the amount of waste and also what type of waste did they throw away carelessly. They could throw it away maybe in their neighborhood or in the river, etc. Why do we think it is necessary to do so? Firstly, by creating a law in the first place, the public would always think twice on their action regarding their waste management. So, at its core, they have the consciousness to care for their environment and then realize that and then at the end of the day, they could realize that the benefits of managing their waste, managing their garbage are tremendous and super beneficial for them. And it is not just for them, but also for their family, neighborhood, and country as well. But what are the benefits that I talk about? Firstly, there would be less likely to be to for disease to be occurring in that neighborhood because it is clean, and also because people do not throw away their litters carelessly. There would be no flood because of the waste that are accumulated in the river. And secondly, by creating this law, it would be the most efficient way to regulate the actions of people regarding this matter. It is time to stop the habit of littering and become more civilized people. Moving on my second point of mechanism on giving socialization on why waste management by recycling is important and beneficial to the lives of society itself. By giving socialization to the public, they can be aware of the benefits that would entail by managing their waste properly. This socialization includes promotion of the act of recycling, making it into craft that can be sold and in the end making money for the society. And secondly, giving an appreciation to communities that recycle their trash, making them into being more motivated in doing so. This mechanism could work because we encourage people, community, and society as a whole to be more productive. And it is not just some uncertain work at that, but their action could lead to the improvement of the environment itself. Therefore, side proposition would punish individuals and organizations who do not recycle accordingly, and also give the society as a whole a socialization to prevent the rise of garbage pollution for that so proud to propose.